at the core of your personality, there is this vulnerable child. And this vulnerable child is probably sitting in things like loneliness, sadness, or guilt and shame, trying to make sense of the world from a time when you were little, around why these things were happening, why these needs weren't being met, what's wrong with me, why am I so lonely, why am I full of shame, why do I keep doing these things, activating guilt in your system. So your system goes on high alert, trying to protect that vulnerability that's underneath the surface.
And then sometimes my girlfriend says, hey, I think you need to go for a walk. Do you need to go for a walk? And I'm like, yeah, I need to go for a walk. Yeah, good call. And then I got to go, but then I can sit in the tools, and then I can actually do what you've taught me, or sit inside of the distinctions of saying, okay, so let's walk this backwards. Where's the disconnect? Where's the threat? Why are you angry about this? And I would always go, I'm angry because I'm angry. That's the reason why I'm angry, because we're all angry. Like, oh, I'm angry, you're angry, we're all angry. Like, well, how's that worked for your entire life? I'm like, well, it really sucks. And it's put you in jail, or it's put you in a firing position, or it's put you unemployed or divorced or whatever that is. And I know where that road goes down to. That's a dead end road that I know really well doesn't work. Or I can start listening to someone like yourself and say, okay, cool. I'm really clear my way doesn't work. I want to be happier. I want to live a more fulfilled life. I want to be a better father. I want to be a better son. I want to be a better coach. I want to be a better employee. How do I do this? Where do you go with people like that?
So what you're talking about there is like right on the money, because what you're describing is, after the internal critics, the next thing that happens is, in response to those internal critics, is there is a part of your personality, or multiple parts of your personality, that kick in with specific behavior modes, trying to cope with the emotional impact in your system. And the thing to understand about these behavior modes is they are literally just protection mechanisms for whatever vulnerability has been activated in your system. So at the core of your personality, there is this vulnerable child. And this vulnerable child is probably sitting in things like loneliness, sadness, or guilt and shame, trying to make sense of the world from a time when you were little, around why these things were happening, why these needs weren't being met, what's wrong with me, why am I so lonely, why am I full of shame, why do I keep doing these things, activating guilt in your system. So your system goes on high alert, trying to protect that vulnerability that's underneath the surface. And quite often, one of the protection mechanisms that kicks in is anger. So whenever I'm working with people who are talking about anger, I start off with the fundamental understanding that anger is a secondary emotion, in that it's coming from a part of your personality that is trying to protect this vulnerability that's underneath the surface. And in the schema therapy model, there's 3 different ways that anger starts to present itself for you. And in 3 different styles of different parts of your personality. The first is in an angry child. So there's an angry child part of my personality that kicks in. And the intention behind the angry child part of your personality is to get people to listen to your point of view, to hear what it is that you're trying to say. So the way that this manifests in behavior patterns is, there is this schema that gets activated in your system. Your internal critic starts chirping about how nobody's listening to you. And then your angry child kicks in and goes, you're not listening to me. You're not paying attention to me. You're not understanding me. You need to hear me, and starts behaving that way with a massive amount of anger that's behind it. Now, the intention is to get people to listen, but what actually happens is that people stop listening because of the expression of anger. So it just keeps ramping it up and ramping it up. Then usually what happens, or it might even start with this, but the second type of anger is what's called an angry protector. So an angry protector, while the angry child is saying, listen to me, hear me, understand me, an angry protector gets to a point where it just says, get away from me. I don't want you near me. You don't understand me. Get away from me. I don't care if you're trying to listen to me. And it's this massive expression of rage and anger, trying to push people away from you. And then the third type of anger that comes out is in a bully. So this internal part of your personality that is basically in a bully attack mode. So it's going on the attack with words, with sometimes with physical actions, basically trying to hurt the other person because I feel hurt inside, right? So there's this fear in my system that you're attacking this particular vulnerability, maybe trying to make me feel ashamed or make me feel guilty. So this bully attack mode goes on the attack with you, trying to hurt you to stop that thing from happening. All of them are trying to control the external world to stop you feeling the way you do internally.
It just blows my mind that we've gotten this far as a race of human beings with all this going on, because I can sit and listen to you and just think of example after example after example, where I've done that, you know, where my parents have done that, or their parents have done that, and it just gets passed down and passed down. And it would have been really, really reassuring to know that like there was a different way, different understanding, you know, a different set of tools that we could use to actually really be taught this in school.
Hey guys, first of all, I want to thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed the content. This particular chat was filmed as a part of a podcast series to support my good friend Chuck Basti and all the work he does as a mental health advocate at Chuck's World of Infinite Mojo. If you want to see the full podcast or just see more of what Chuck does on his social media platform, check out his YouTube channel that's linked in the description below. When it comes to what's going on here, I am on a serious mission to make this platform profitable. Why? Because when I do, I am committed to making sure that every single penny of profit that's made from this YouTube channel goes back into serving the community that needs it most. So, as always, please like this video, leave a comment below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel to get all the latest content available right here at The Liberation Place. Come join us for our live online conversations every week. I'll put all the links in the description below, and let's get the word out there about living the life you want to live, not staying stuck in the life you're currently stuck in. Hopefully, see you soon.